2, 1 now.
Let it rip.
Yeah.
Beyblade, yo, remember Beyblade? And I don't mean the original that Crypto knows. I'm talking about the metal series that everyone remembers. Okay.
The one with Tyson, right?
No, that's the one you know. The one
That,
after that, the metal series.
you know I'm all about the OGs, man. Come on.
Listen, I don't know about the OGs, but look, metal was the mainstream one. Okay, everyone talked about
Mhm.
the metal series.
What about Metal Gears, man? Come on.
What they introduced that like later. I didn't like that in
Hmm
the original. How when they started making metal Beyblades, they couldn't handle the power of a metal Beyblade.
It's the recoil. It was the recoil, man. What's there to explain? You
Excuses,
know?
excuses.
So what
Yeah.
I'm hearing is they're not as good as the most average Beyblader in the metal series. That's what I'm
That's how dope their Beyblades were, man. Come on.
hearing.
The moment you, Jake, the moment you had two spitting tops that are about the size of what, golf balls, literally destroy a stadium. Come on, you guys suspend your
I
suspension of
want you to
Also,
disbelief
know
right there.
Cryptid,
in
they
Metal
Yeah.
Fusion.
just started putting the blood hunt stuff up.
I want you to know in Metal Fusion in season one, the main villain Kamehameha the stadium. Okay, like he channeled his base power into him and shot a dark blast and nearly killed a woman. She lost that fight so bad. She retired from Beyblading, became an assistant, and anytime she saw the villain again, she had a panic attack. That's a real thing that happened in that show.
Yeah, I'm glad I stopped that where I did with Beyblade. All right.
Listen, Metal was great. Don't hate on
Mhm.
Metal.
You know there are bit beasts that there are certain blades that if you can't control them, you die.
That was El Drago
Yeah,
in the original. I mean
yeah,
in
the
the
one who
series, yeah.
the one who tried controlling the copycat Dronzer. Yeah, he
Draw.
died.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah.
I
This one, this was when all four of the main bit beasts got cloned.
and in the Metal series, everyone had a Bit Beast. All right, I do like that though. I do like how Bit Beasts were more special in the original.
So
Um,
speciality, man. The longer the series goes, you realize every single person has a bit beast. Anybody who matters, at least. You know. Hmm
yeah, everyone with the name had a Bit Beast.
hmm
But they weren't all as cool. All right.
Yep.
They also, you know what I did love about Metal series as well?
Well,
Um, it was basically one big wrestling show with Beyblades. Basically,
yeah.
everyone had a gimmick. Everyone had a special move. Everyone was going to the
Dude,
top of the ring so they could like
dude,
jump off and kill somebody.
dude, literally towards the end of my generation of Beyblade, the bad guys wanted to make Beyblade, keep in mind, audience, a game about spinning tops. They wanted that to be considered a national sport.
It was, and
Ooh,
it
make it an Olympic sport. That'll be funny.
that would be
Yeah,
funny.
I know, right?
That would be
Like,
funny. But
Like
no,
I would watch Olympic Beyblading.
no, but
yeah.
that's what that's what Metal Series was. It was that's what the Beyblade Series saga was. It was like it was a national sport. Not only that, it was a worldwide sport. They had to go around the world for people.
Oh my god. Everybody bringing in their own version of a custom launcher. Like I recall, there was this one guy who had basically the cannon of a tank to shoot his Beyblade.
There in Metal Fusion, there was a sniper who was a Beyblader, and he would
Hmm
snipe you from across the city to
Oh,
challenge you to Beyblade.
oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I thought the demolition boys were fierce along because all their Beyblade launchers were literally guns.
oh my
You guys
god.
didn't tell me you guys started recording. Hold on, I'm not ready
We did
Oh,
yet.
start recording. We're like
yeah.
5 minutes
Oh,
in.
sorry about that. Sorry about that, witch.
No,
Yeah,
you
we
could have.
didn't mention it earlier.
Yeah, we did.
Sorry.
You didn't mention. You didn't say. You just did it.
No, that's not start. But hopefully you're not like hopefully you got yourself together.
Yeah,
Hmm
I was just really tired earlier, but I'm okay now.
Gotcha,
I just
gotcha.
just needed to post on the socials. I'm good.
We'll do, we'll do.
Ooh, there's a Nightmare Before Christmas Lego set out. Like
Oh, cool.
it's gonna
I need.
be out soon. It's gonna cost
Yeah.
$200. So if anyone's curious.
Gotcha. Yeah, I need a palate cleanser after the last time I read Nightmare Before Christmas in the comics audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know Oogie Boogie and Jack Skeleton were best friends
Yes.
and
You
as
literally
kids?
talked about that comic before.
I know. I just want to remind the audience. Stop me if you heard that one before.
I've heard it all before.
Oogie Boogie had such a temper tantrum at the end. And Jack did nothing.
That's okay.
Mhm.
I want to manage his feelings. Okay.
Like when you see your best friend just obviously upset, angry, and his spirit was crushed in a competition, you wouldn't want to go comfort your friend, Jake.
Fuck him.
No, you're just like up there in the pedal. So wow, I won! I get the prize. Oh,
Yeah,
nice!
I work
Yay!
hard. Don't be salty because I won.
Uh,
But it is
yeah.
what it is.
Yep.
I guess we should get started now, right?
I
Gotcha. Okay.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to it so we can all sleep early today, guys. So, all right. Welcome to the Phanatic Night Reviews of Comics audience. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. Again, no more multiple intros for me in a week. So,
My name is Jake Tylenol, reporting for duty. I recommend you go watch The Rookie on Hulu. Great
mhm.
show.
Yeah, and Austin's dead right now, so he's not here. But I'm here. I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim. Pronouns they, he. They have not changed, and they won't change for a while. And I am the resident monster lover here. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I just forgot to change my name on here, but it's fine. It gets the point across.
Mhm.
But, yes, I am the resident monster lover, and you can't fight me on that, because it's true.
Yep.
And,
True.
and together, we form the Fanatics. Oil! And we
Woo!
do.
What was that?
That's how Tommy from Power Rangers does his his move. He's like, oil, oil.
How do
And
you
we
see Power Rangers?
do the news and reviews of the week. Well, really last week. I don't know why I keep saying the week. It's really a week late.
Yeah.
But this week
For
on
like a
our
few days.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but on this week we do our comic reviews and we talk about the comics of yesterweek.
Mhm.
So
The
we
past
got
week.
a pretty exciting episode today. We got some Fantastic Four shenanigans on the way. We have Avengers Academy back in school once again. And
Yeah.
because sometimes DC does something noteworthy, we will be talking about Absolute Power number 2. So
And
you know,
what what's a night of fanatics without talking about a little ghost from the past? Yeah, we're talking at you, Captain America.
yeah. We also have a bunch of other books for you this tonight. So feel free to stick around, leave a like if you haven't subscribed. Recommend you subscribe.
Mhm.
And
And
yeah,
also follow.
I guess your comment challenge for today is to tell us what book would you read first, the Captain America book or Fantastic Four book? Go.
The answer is neither. You read a book about monsters.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
It's all right. But before we get to that, I hear we have a little thing called socials we should talk about.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a theory that definitely exists,
Is
but
it a game theory?
I think I know the full length of the theory. Let me just spew that out real quick. But if you don't subscribe to the YouTube channel, I'm gonna send a very specific gay vampire after you. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, good, because I'm not telling you which gay vampire because they're all gay. You can also follow us on Twitter at Comic Fanatic 69. That's where you can find the links to all of our previous episodes. And maybe some other stuff sometimes. I don't know yet. I haven't really decided yet. If you want to follow me on Twitter where you see me repost a whole bunch of random shit, you can follow me at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U because I changed my name in like mid high school, and I'm not changing it. So suck my dick. I don't care. Anyways, you can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at witch_of_Jotunheim. I do post things on there. I just posted a whole bunch of cosplay videos on TikTok, so go like those videos. Especially if you're a North Star fan like me, go like those videos. Yeah. And if you want to find Jake, I don't remember where I put him, but that's okay. And if you want to find Cryptid, he's chilling out somewhere. And if you want to find Austin, he's a brick wall. Go look for him yourself.
Alrighty
And
then.
yeah, while they're talking about their first topic, I'm gonna go get more water.
Cool. Alrighty then. With that, let's get started. Hold on a sec. Let me bring up the book. Alright. Let me start us off tonight with a little thing called Captain America, the Ghost Army. Now, just to bring this up, this isn't a comic. This is a graphic novel. Like I was just scrolling through my bookstore, supporting the local industry, buying from the direct market, not going online and reading stuff. And that's when I came across this Captain America book. I'm like, I never read this one. Huh. Okay, what it turns out was they created like this book, specifically for graphic novel, and it's a full volume, but I like the premise of this when I read it, right? You see, the author really wanted to borrow a little bit from history. So, during the midst of World War II, this is when this comic was taking place. There was a little thing called a ghost army from the American side. Um, Let me just bring this scenario up, right? You have Captain America and Bucky. They're fighting against the Nazis, and this was a point where they were getting outnumbered, like seriously outnumbered. Like, Cap, as good as he is, like there are just too many people in the line of battle that he can't save at this point, right? This is the point where he was about to die, up until uh, the screams of like the of reinforcements came in. Let me see if I can find that little uh, line. Okay, clink, clank, clank. American second infantry attack armored division flank them to the west. Like, think of that, right? Just shouting out. Everybody's hearing that. You hear thumps, you hear roars, you hear like tanks coming in, and Germans are like, "Okay, we gotta get out of here," So they skadoosh, and Captain America's like, and everybody else is like, "Okay, thankful. Like, finally reinforcements come in, right?" It turns out it's just like it is the army, but it's just like a couple small jeeps and about 15 men, right? And that's when they introduce themselves. It's a pleasure to meet you, Captain America. We're the Ghost Army Division. You see, in World War II, like when you enlisted into the military, the military also want to know if you had any special areas of expertise, right? So if you were into like, not Photoshop, but special effects or painting, or you're familiar with sounds and that stuff, they put you into like this Ghost Army Division. You make like fake planes, inflatable tanks, loud noise to kind of fool the enemy into thinking, you have an army coming about. And that's really where the whole Ghost Army thing comes from in this book. I like that, it's a nice addition to add to Captain America's mythos,
Yeah.
I mean, I read the interview that the author Alan Gratz was talking about. He said like, people, the Ghost Army would do stuff like sending fake parachutes out with what looks like men dropping out of them. So again, fool the army, or even make inflatable tanks.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like there's even this one point, right, where Captain America and Bucky had to go on their own way, but the Ghost Army is like, it's okay, we're going to take care of ourselves. I mean, look, we have all these inflatable tanks. The Germans all won't know, will think that we're actually a force. And Bucky's like, you know what? Let me, Cap, I always wanted to do this. Bucky just grabs one of the inflatable tanks and just lifts it up into the air. And he's like, "Look, I'm a super soldier." You know.
Right.
I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, you see the reliance on this group. Like, there's this one point where they have to storm an occupied town, right? That was occupied by the Nazis. There's a lot of them right there. So instead of doing a direct fight, Captain America and Bucky, you have the Ghost Army like send fake signals, radio transmissions that the German army was able to pick up, and they assumed, okay, this is where we just received word from our spies that the Americans are planning to in headquarters around this location. So we should all go into that and invade. We won't get another opportunity like this. So they all abandoned their post to go to this fake signal, basically, leaving Captain America and Bucky to go into this town, with little resistance.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there does come a point where you find out that actually there is more meaning to the Ghost Army.
The actual ghost?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. You see, the Nazis were looking to delve into as many power sources as they can, which included Baron Mordo. I don't know if this is the Baron Mordo or his grandfather or something. It's a guy who does magic, on a Doctor Strange sort of level. He was able to concoct a spell for the Nazis that can actually resurrect the spirits of Nazi soldiers.
I love how in
isn't that just Twitter or like Reddit or 4chan?
I love in fiction the Nazis can be responsible for any type of science as long as they're just Nazis.
I know, right? Oh man. And they tried to explain this saying like, spirits are here because they have unfinished business, right? So in the Nazis' case, they're here just to kill Americans. So and also if you touch one of those Nazi ghosts, you're instantly killed.
Okay.
So the Nazis are like, you know what? This actually works. If anything, the soldiers are even better when they're dead. So yeah,
W plan.
He's a dead one.
Well, in this case, would you kill a Nazi? Because they're going to come back. They're going to be ghosts. You can't kill them, and the moment they touch you, you're dead.
It's true. It's kind of a W plan, really.
Yeah. So wow, I like that little approach from the writer. It was really good. So of course, Captain America and Bucky, they have to stop them, but in the midst, they actually in the town that was being occupied by the Nazis, you run into this one guy. Hold a sec, let me try bringing up his name. Damn it, I just had it. His last name is Maximoff. Ooh, I wonder if that ties into anything. Okay, Andrei Maximoff, right?
Okay.
He's an older man, and he has a daughter, Sophia. And yeah, this is basically Bucky's wartime love story here. A guy and a gal, both around the same age.
I have a question.
Doesn't. Yeah.
How old is Bucky in this book?
In this, he's like 15 or 16 at that point.
Just wanted to be sure.
And the girl herself is the same age too, So
okay.
Yeah,
because how like the MCU just low key ruined a lot of characters, so I was scared that they weren't gonna have Bucky be like a teenager, because originally he was a teenager.
Yeah, this is like subtly this is part of the comic canon, I mean, in a way where I don't think any comic is going to reference this, but it's a nice little bonus edition story,
Mm-hmm.
So good for them. She helps them, kind of invade the castle where the science is being the magic is being concocted to bring back these Nazi soldiers. Unfortunately, I'm going to be skimming through a lot of this because keep in mind, this is like basically a graphic novel right here. I don't want to go too in depthly on every single detail here, but there does come a point where the father does die in the midst of the Nazis invading, right? Very tragic, this and that. And right before Baron Mordo was about to strike a fatal blow to kill the granddaughter, the grandfather's spirit comes back and stops him. The father's spirit comes back and stops him. Yeah, you remember how I said like they stated that ghosts are here because they have unresolved matters?
Yeah.
Well, the father, his unresolved matter was to protect his daughter, you know? I was like, oh wow, that really hits, you know?
Yeah.
So, oh no, bottom line is they were able to stop the machine from or the spell from continuing on, and yeah, Captain America and Bucky saved the day. Bucky gets a kiss on the cheek from the girl, thanking him for everything that they've done. You have Dugan coming in here saying, "Can't believe it. We've been in this war, and yet you're the one who gets the gal at the end of the day, Bucky." you know.
Well,
So
speaking of
yeah.
Bucky, Red Temperance wants to say, yeah, worried they MCU-ified Bucky. I don't even go here, and I was worried for him.
Oh, it's funny you should mention that because even the writer, he kind of like wants to draw some funny parallels, right? Like you have this one guy who's working for Mordo. He's missing an arm. So what does Mordo do? He uses his magic spells to kind of create a magic arm for him. And Bucky's here looking at that, saying, "Wow, what I wouldn't give to have a powered up arm like that." You know? Oh, if only you knew, man. But yeah, he does like making references and jabs at this and that, both from the comics and the MCU. I would say this is a good book if for a book sale at a school or a scholastics, well, back in my day, we had book sales in schools and scholastics. I don't know if they still do that nowadays. Book
Uh,
fairs,
Scholastic books?
book fairs in general.
Oh, it depends on the school, from my understanding.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember I used to get like that's where I got all my R.L. Stein books and even some manga.
Hmm.
So, yeah, this is a good book, especially if you want to see some real-time history adapted into Captain America.
Yeah.
So, yeah, again, go read it, this and that, and yeah, we can move on to the next book, guys. Hold on a sec. Wait,
Oh,
which is it?
fun. It's my turn. Hold on. Let me pull up Marvel Unlimited real quick.
Okay, hold on a sec.
Hey, look. It's my boys. Oh, hello there, audience. You remember me, right? Not too long ago. So I'm talking about Marvel Voices Avengers Academy issue 7. It's called Boardwalk Boogie. I want you to guess what this issue is about in the comments before I get too into the plot. So place your bets in the comments, please. Thank you. Anyways, so we start off in the Avengers Academy library, where Normie and Lunella are just hanging out, playing games, reading books. They're just chit chatting. Lunella mentions that Sheila and Bree are out in the city, so we don't get our Sappets today, unfortunately. But we got next week. Well, technically this week to wait for. So be excited for them, maybe. Anyways, so the other boys, they barge into the library, and Justin's like, "Hey, we're going to Coney Island. Hey, yo!" I mean, close enough, by the way. It's close enough to a beach episode. Anyways, and Aaron is like, "Oh yeah, Justin's never been, so suit up, let's go." And Justin's like, "Okay, I'm from Canada. We got stupid safety regulations, man. I want to do some unsafe shit, you know." And yeah, Lunella and Normie are in, and so then Justin's like, "Hey, Normie, you should probably like not be covered in goop. Like you can trust us, man." And Normie's like, "Don't freak out, please." And he changed back into like his normal form, you know? And no, it's not a murder mystery, unfortunately. There's not really much of a mystery. And when Normie changes out of his symbiote self, the boys are like, yeah, I don't have any idea who you are. And Normie's like, oh, thank the gods. And you know, he just like puts on some sunglasses and calls it a day. Lunella's ready to go. Everyone's ready to go. You know? And there's this panel where they're all leaving the library. And Justin looks so adorable. You know, he's like, I'm excited to do some unsafe shit. Anyways, so they're on their way to Coney Island. Okay, I've never been to Coney Island, so I'm taking everything with this with face value. Anyways, so yeah, Normie's glasses are made out of the symbiote that he usually wears. And yes, he could see out of them if anyone was curious. Anyway, so we cut to Coney Island. You know, they're on the roller coaster. Aaron is being a disaster gay as normal. And Lunella's over here just like talking about like the roller coaster itself, like how it works. And we don't get to actually what she says. So, because
Oh, what?
No, you were breaking up a bit. I was about to bring it up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hold on. Just give me a quick second.
You're back to normal. You're back to normal, Witch. Who?
Well, we do have some comments. Red Temperance said, the beach episode. And Venting Voice says, I guess murder mystery.
Yep.
Venting Voice.
Red Temperance. What comic do you want us to talk about next week? We take recommendations.
We do.
We did that for Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom.
Ooh, hold on a sec. Okay, Witch, you're back.
Good, because if you were talking about Sonic, I'm gonna kill you later, Jake.
Absolutely, I was going on a whole tangent. You missed it. Should have been there.
I'm gonna kill you. Anyways, going back to it. So they're all having fun on the roller coaster, you know. And so we cut over to the beach. So technically this is a beach episode. Technically. And you know, they're just sunbathing, playing ping pong without the board, obviously. And so Normie has the great idea of getting like fudge sundaes or whatever, while Justin and Lunala are like, let's go to the damn arcade. Keep the arcade in mind for just a moment, besties. And so we cut to the arcade. And Justin is losing hard at DDR. Because, yeah, I mean, he's a big boy. What'd you expect from him? Anyway, so they start to hear a crack, right? Like a large crack. And they fall through the floor. That's not fun. Because that's dangerous. You know, like I know Justin was down for being unsafe. But there's a difference between being unsafe and being in a dangerous situation. Okay? You with me? Okay, no one's with me. Great.
Sorry, I said I my thing muted out. Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, just double checking because you never know. Anyway, so they fall through the floor and they are met up with Arcade, the villain Arcade, in an underground thing. And guess what? He's a robot. They figured that out pretty quickly. So Justin suits up and welcome to Murder World. You know, fine. And don't worry, we have to cut over to above the arcade where this kid lost his mom. Fucking little shit. Why'd you run away from your mom? Like, that doesn't work well, especially like if you're in a public space, like outside. It's not safe for like a 2-year-old. Anyways, don't worry, the mom finds the kid. It's fine. Anyway, so we get a little heart-to-heart moment with Aaron and Normie while they're watching this mom find her kid. And Aaron's like, so you're a runaway too? And Normie's like, yeah, I had to. I miss my mom though. And Aaron's like, yeah, I miss mine too. And freaking I don't remember the name of the symbiote, but he's a red symbiote. I don't think it's Carnage, but it's not Carnage, I could tell you that. He's eating the ice cream. It's eating the ice cream because of course it is. Anyway, so we cut back to under the arcade with Robo Arcade. And Lunella's like, I don't think anyone's been keeping up with maintenance. Like, this place looks abandoned, you know? Running on automatic. So Robo Arcade is like, I am Arcade, assassin for hire. Yeah, I know who you are. Like, Justin's like, yeah, you're obviously a robot. Like, yeah, I know who Arcade is. I read the North Star miniseries. Okay, I know who Arcade is. Anyways, so Robo Arcade summons a robot version of extra kami Colossus. I could not think of words for a moment. And before you ask, has he worn that outfit before? You know, the red overalls with the hat? Yes. Yes, he has. I just don't think it had the Soviet logo on it. It's not Red Goblin. It's not Red Goblin, okay? Red Temperance? Okay, it's not Red Goblin. Anyways, extra Robo Kami Colossus. And so Lunala and Justin have to like fight him, you know. And Lunala gets on his back and starts like tinkering because you know she's the smartest girl in the world. She beats Doom out. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. I think it's funny that a little girl beat out like the great minds like Doom and Reed and Tony. You know, I think it's funny. Jake, what do you think? Do you think that's funny?
I think it's hilarious.
Exactly, it is hilarious. Anyways, so basically she stops the Robo Colossus, and Robo Arcade is like, "Congrats, X-Men, but alas, you haven't caught the real me at all." And Justin's like, "Yeah, but you're a robot." And keep in mind, the robot just basically self kabooms itself. Why can't I think of words? Self destructs. Yeah, that's the word I'm thinking of. Sorry, I'm running on like very few vibes right now. I have sugar next to me, so let's hope that helps. Justin's like, oh, I thought that'd be a bigger explosion. And Lunala's like, do you think Captain Marvel will let me keep any of this antique tech? Yeah, I think she will. Fuck it. We only live once. Anyways, so no more fun with robots. We have to go be sad now, you know? We have to have sad boy hours. Anyways, so Normie asks Aaron like what happened to his mom, and he's like, oh yeah, she passed away. Dad said that I killed her, so I had to leave. Which is not true. He didn't kill his mom, okay? She died of cancer, which sucks ass. Trust. We all know it sucks ass. But Aaron does explain how his powers came to be for anyone who didn't read the Aaron Fisher mini on Marvel Unlimited, because I did read the mini series. Unlike a certain Captain America lover here, I actually did read it. Suck it, cryptid. Anyways, so yeah, he explains that he was trying to help people, and they tried to kill him, and they trapped him in a tank, and basically just like I guess not like shot him, but he absorbed a lot of this like kinetic energy, and yeah, he got powers from it, and he was really, and you know, part of the reason why he was doing this because he literally saw dead people in that tank. They were going to do the same thing to him that they did to all those innocent people. So, unfortunately, he is the main character, so he gets the powers, unlike those other people. So rest in peace. Rest in peace, all those other people. Anyways, so Aaron is like, yeah, but I didn't die, so now I'm like a corporate byproduct, which sucks. And Normie's like that glider guy, Will-O-Wisp, and Aaron's like, who the hell is that? And Normie's like, oh yeah, he attacked Oscorp and Alchemax like a few weeks ago, trying to take them down. You know, he had proof of all their crimes. And it cuts back to that Infinity comic issue where we get not introduced. I think he's existed before then, but like they introduce him to the idea of Avengers Academy existing, if that makes sense. Anyways, so and Normie's like, yeah, that was the night that Normie Osborn went missing, their Alchemax heir. And Aaron's like, okay, well, let me find the tiniest violin for the spoiled rich kid who lives in luxury, okay? And Normie's like, well, yeah, screw that guy. And Aaron's like, you know what, let's go back instead. It's fine. And so Justin and Lunella make it out fine. And Justin's like, okay, do you think I'll cash in my skee ball ticket? Do you think that it'll help pay for the dance machine? And So basically, we see someone call Lunella off panel, and we see that it's this guy named Calvin Cuddle, like cuttlefish. Interesting. And she's like, "What are you doing here?" And Calvin's like, "Yeah, I'm putting together a little team, and I thought maybe I'd try it again since you're the best and the brightest. Like, never met anyone like you." Lunella's like, "Okay, Calvin, what you're willing to do, I cannot do. So you can join us. Like, you can help save the world, not strip it for parts. Like, please, man. Like, damn." And Calvin's like, "Oh, I already did that though. So yeah, I already set like half like on the Manhattan Strip on fire. So yeah, not the strip, the skyline. My bad. Like I said, I've never been to New York, so I'm a bit dumb.
That's okay. None of us have been to New York, so we're all a bit dumb.
I mean, Cryptid has.
Oh, well, you and I were a bit dumb here. So
yeah, you, me, and Austin.
Yeah.
Right now. So we can get confirmation. Anyway, so we see a news report being like the skyline of Manhattan has been set ablaze. You know, like major corporations were attacked. You know, like the police haven't confirmed that this is linked or anything, but Roxxon, Spark Unlimited, Hexus, Alchemax, and Oscorp have been looted by costume terrorists. You don't have to say costume terrorists, bitch. We already know who it is. Anyways, and so like these attacks were followed by the recent disappearance of Normie Osborn, you know, the son of Harry Osborn and Liz Allen, for anyone who was curious. And they're heir to the Alchemax and Oscorp fortune, who has been missing for weeks. And Aaron's like, "Red Goblin, you're Normie Osborn, you're Oscorp, you're Alchemax, what the fuck?" And Normie freaking the fuck out. He decides to like actually like try to fix it. And he's like, "I'm sorry, I'll fix it. And that's where the issue ends.
What is your overall thoughts about the issue if you had to rate it?
I mean, I like it. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. It was a cute little beach, like a beach Coney Island episode of Avengers Academy. So, yeah, I don't know what you want from me to say. I like it. I'm going to continue reading this book, obviously, because I've been enjoying it so far. I love Justin. He's just a big himbo, and I love him.
I guess my question to you would be, is this your top 5 beach episodes?
I don't know. I guess I haven't indulged in enough beach episodes to really have an opinion, I guess.
I suppose that is fair. But, you know.
But I like it. I'm curious to see what's going to happen next. Like, will Normie go up against like some of his family members, you know, like I don't know, maybe a little guy named Norman, you know, just a little guy, you know, he's not really all that important, but who knows what's gonna happen next issue, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, anyways, we can move on now while I go spray some nice smelling things in my room. It smells like a certain grass in here.
Looks like Red Temperance is really excited about Arcade getting a mention in this.
Yeah.
And Vincent Voice says, "May pick this book up myself." Sounds interesting.
It's on the Marvel Unlimited app only, so it's on there. So if you have it, good. If not, you could pirate it, I guess. I don't care.
Oh yeah, well, you know, who's gonna stop you, God? Okay.
But all right, Jake, you take this one, man.
All right. Well, it's fantastic time, or should I say, Mr. Fantastic Time with Reed and Alicia, and Fantastic Four. What is she on? 24?
22.
22. I enjoyed this two-parter. This two-parter was pretty good.
You enjoyed it too much, Jake. You saw blood being drawn.
Fun fact, Jake, before you start, Ryan North did a little mini panel at San Diego Comic-Con talking about the Blood Hunt tie-in.
This Blood Hunt tie-in?
Yeah, the Fantastic Four Blood Hunt tie-in.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I want to bring up, I actually appreciated how well this was a tie-in, but you don't have to read the main book. And it also did something I really liked, which was like, you know, we always see the superheroes save the day, but we rarely see the superheroes react to another superhero saving the day that they weren't there for. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, Reed got tortured as he should. He's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? But like,
He's autistic. He can't help it.
so, but I think this book was really strong with Reed and Alicia's dynamic. I think it was solid like the first issue. Reed talked a little less like a nerd here, so I was kind of happy about that. His dialogue was getting on my nerves last issue, but but I did like how even though I feel like he should have been over this by now, but Alicia did stop him and had to explain to him like, listen, you might be a genius in the realm of science, but with magic, you got to build yourself back up. You're a caveman right now. You gotta work back to where you are with science with magic from the ground up.
Reed.
Yeah, and I would think if my arch nemesis was Doctor Doom, that would be something I would be doing, but I guess not.
Yeah, because Doom is known for magic.
Right. So like, why is it?
Unlike what all the movies are trying to tell you, he's really good at magic.
Yeah.
I like what Reed had to say here when he's like saying, "Look, Alicia, if you weren't such a great sculptor, I'd say you missed your true calling as a motivational speaker."
I like that she also says, "I'm good at other things too. Don't worry." Don't worry.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about this book. It's pushing Alicia, but in an organic way, you know. So giving her strength to shine.
She feels like she's a part of the family. If I go on a little tangent here, there's a debate in the Avatar community if the character Suki should be on Team Avatar. I'm like, no, she's like Sokka's girlfriend. She's not on the team.
She was part of the final battle, Jay.
Yeah, she was a part of the gang.
No, so was Iroh. He's not on Team Avatar. He hangs
out with the White Lotus. That's a different.
That's different.
Suki's a part of the gang.
I guess my argument against that is like, unlike Zuko, Suki only has a relationship with one member. She just lightly knows everybody else.
She saved Toph and Sokka. What else do you want, man?
I wanted like episodes where Suki intermingled with had like a Toph and Suki episode, or like a Toph and a Suki and Aang episode. You know, like how Zuko got. But I do like in this book, and I'll get to Red Temperance in a minute. I do like in this book how basically we get to see Alicia with somebody who's not Ben, because it makes her feel more a part of the family, that she's talking to other people than just like her husband.
You know, that's something I like about Alicia's character, because she actually gets to be a character outside of her coupling. And don't get me wrong, it reminds me of a pairing that I wish that we would have gotten more of in life. And I'm not gonna say who his name is, but you can probably guess who I'm gonna say. If Marvel allowed him to be more of a character outside of his husband. Marvel, fuck you for that. Fuck you for that. Fuck you. I hate you.
Red Temperance says, "Love when science characters don't fuck with magic." I like it too, but there's got to be a point where it's like, all right, but you should like try to dabble.
Hey, I would think it's like, you know, having a technician trying to study chemistry, you know?
Yeah, I guess my thing is like, can Reed call himself the smartest when he's not really doing magic either? I mean, magic's a part of knowledge. I'm just saying.
See, that's why a little girl is smarter than he is.
Right?
Wait, Moon Girl does magic?
No, Valeria.
Oh, wait, Valeria does magic?
I don't think so. But
I don't know, man. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure Doom teaches her some pocket tricks on the side. You know, she goes over and over.
Just like close up magic.
Yeah, something like that. You know, like a coin out of your ear type deal. You know what I mean?
Just like card tricks.
Yeah. But I did like how I think in the last issue Reed did kind of predict how the other four I agree, Red Temperance. Valeria doing magic makes sense to me as well. But I do like how in the last issue he predicted that he predicted how the other three were gonna handle the situation with the vampires, and they did. Johnny pretty much figured it out. Oh wait, I am a solar battery. I could just like turn bright and kill all the vampires. And so it was pretty much solved for them.
Another thing. Oh, sorry for keep interrupting you, but going off of what you just said, Johnny and Sunspot, they should have worked together during this event. Where were they? Where was Sunspot?
Well, in Johnny's defense, he was busy protecting his family at this point.
Okay, fair enough. But Robert, where the fuck were you?
Yeah,
You
what
weren't
was
protecting your family. Where the fuck were you? Unless you were hanging out with your boyfriend and his wife
Yes.
and his kid.
Do I have to put him on the Reed Richard shit list as well?
No, not yet.
All right. But yeah, I enjoy. I like that they already had something to do, so they were safe. And I don't really think Reed was all that worried about him because he's pretty sure that they were going to be fine, essentially. But yeah, all in all,
He estimated in the previous issue that he has 120% sure rating that Ben and Johnny were moving heaven and earth to protect the family. You know.
yeah, it really and while I know that when the chips are down, they'll all turn to Reed, but I really do like how if they push their weight as much as they can without him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this was a great title, and then the ending as well, having it be revealed. And if you read the main book, you already know this. But if you just want to ignore the main book, I do like how this still feels like a Fantastic Four story when Doctor Doom gets revealed to be the hero of the main book, and they're like, and I think everyone's like, shit.
both Reed and Alicia.
Yeah. But what are the implications of this for them? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, obviously we know this leading to the heroes versus Doom once again.
Yeah.
But
what else is new?
Yeah, but that might not be a book I might be interested in. I'm sticking with the main stuff. But Fantastic Four continues to be a very enjoyable read. I still think they should adapt this run into a TV show someday. Because I think these are very good episodic chapters. And I don't want to talk about this because this is not really my area of expertise, but the next backup issue is something that might want to get into. So
also,
okay.
I feel like Jake wouldn't have started to talk about Fantastic Four if it wasn't for Ash.
That's true. That's true. Shout out to Ash. Shout out to Ash.
Hey, I thought I was recommending this to Jake.
That's true. But Ash.
Yeah, but Ash gave the major push because I invited her to join the podcast every once in a while.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I think it was when I was talking about Reed blocking out the sun that finally got Jake to pay. Yeah.
That's mad though. Red Temperance, Marvel is pushing Doom so much right now. They know they messed up with Kang badly, huh? I guess
Red Temperance is funny you should mention that because in the main Avengers book, right, it was clear that the writer was setting up Kang for something down the line, but things being what they were in real life, he had to literally brush Kang aside and bring out Doom as the top guy, as elevate Doom. So yeah, it happened. But all right, to go to what Jake was saying earlier, there's a bonus story here. You see, to coincide with one of Marvel's greatest success, a $1 billion club member, Deadpool and Wolverine, they decided let's make like a fun jumping story between Wolverine and Deadpool, where they're just bouncing off of random comics, right? They're bouncing off across the multiverse. I think last time it was Captain America's book. This time it's the Fantastic Four's book. And right now they're just in a planet with zombies. Do I need to explain more?
Yeah.
You know how many zombie universes there are? There's a lot of them.
That's true.
Yep.
I think Deadpool
there's at least like 5 right now. Don't quote me on that. There's at least 5.
Yeah, I think Deadpool makes a comment about I wish we were in something less cliche. That's essentially just what he was saying.
Yeah. I mean, he gets bitten by one of the zombies, but he's like, well, my healing factor kind of neutralizes it. Funny thing about that audience, it seems like every writer wants to have Deadpool's body react differently to zombies. I recall in the Daniel Way run of Deadpool, right? He was captured by this one crazy scientist who was creating zombie nurses, right? And he needed an infinite amount of food source, so he captures Deadpool, puts him on those, what do you call those torture devices where it's a wooden cage, you put your head in it and both your hands? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Um,
Like you're locked in it. Think of like a wood board with 3 holes on it.
Stakes, like a wooden stake. No, not a wooden stake.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't know the name of it, but you get the idea in your head. So he was there and he was going to be an endless supply of food for the mad scientist zombies, only for the zombies to vomit it out because apparently Deadpool's healing factor made his body taste nasty. Like, really,
I
just
mean, it
like,
helps. I mean, it helps
yep.
for Wade.
Yep. I mean, they described it as like really crappy tofu turkey or something like that, you know? But then you have like another version of zombies. I think it was a Night of the Living Deadpool where Deadpool's healing factor mixed with the zombie virus causes all zombies to turn into Deadpools. Yeah, yeah, I know. Everybody wants to do something, a different reaction.
yeah.
Let's see. Red Tempers is saying the stocks. Okay, that's probably what that device is called.
Yeah, that's what
And
they're called. Yeah, the stocks.
gotcha.
Not steak. I
Yeah,
was close. I
yeah,
was close.
yeah. Audience, I'm not up to date on my torture devices. All right, don't blame me. you
Yo,
know?
we'll get him up to speed after this. All right, don't worry.
all
Don't
right.
worry, I'll
So
send him a link to every single torture device you need to know about.
gotcha. So basically, Wolverine and Deadpool, they take care of the zombies easily, but now reality really is falling apart, and a portal just happens to open up between them, and they're on to their next adventure, which will apparently be continued in the last few pages of Ghost Spider #3. Yeah, so there you have it. Yeah, audience. Jake, I was surprised you didn't talk about how Reed was bleeding in this issue, man.
Oh, well, I forgot. I didn't forget, but I just was going over the overview, so I just skimmed over it. But
Yeah,
yeah, I did like how they explained they set a limit for Reed, but it doesn't like it's not really like a thing you would run into that often. It's not like a crutch.
mm-hmm.
Basically, if Reed is tired and he stretches out too quickly, too fast, then he can break his own skin, essentially.
Yeah.
Which I like that as a weakness for Reed. Like I said, it's something that would come up often, but it makes sense as to
Yeah.
that will be the case. Like he needs to stretch at a consistent speed, not all at once. I do like
There
that.
you go.
So
Yeah, you have a bunch of the survivors. They're trying to take sleep in the middle of a stadium. Then a whole bunch of vampires out of nowhere come jumping on them. So Reed had to react fast and stretch to kind of protect everybody. But yeah, that's what caused his skin to rip a bit. Like ooh,
yeah, they even had
some
to
of the
sit.
blood was dropping.
I do like too how like the stitching. I was wondering like what is the stitching gonna do for him, but the stitching helps him so he himself can fix his skin. Basically,
Yep.
it just makes it easier for him to fix himself, which I did like that. So
Okay. There you go. There you go. Great issue. Great cover, right, Jake?
oh yeah, great.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say that I think the best cover of the night for me is the Captain America one. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, that was cool. But
Yeah.
Marvel's certainly pulling Alex Ross to work on these covers for Fantastic Four, man.
Yeah, they're like, stop using your own face as reference and draw some vampires.
I think they use this cover in the issue, or to an
Mhm.
extent they do, because I think you see
Yeah,
some this. So.
yeah. Alex Ross has different models for everybody, you know.
Oh,
So
I do.
And also he sets up a booth at San Diego Comic-Con every year and he never goes.
Yeah.
he has like a freaking museum exhibit. Like I've
Yeah,
been to
I've seen
conventions.
it. I've seen it like
Yeah.
at least 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And he's never there.
They're like portraits on. It's like you're going to a museum the way they're displayed.
I did have a question. So, like, are they wearing the molecule suit still?
Who?
The Fantastic Four.
Yeah, the unstable particles. Yeah.
How did Reed's break?
I guess there's a limit to that too. I guess. I mean, you gotta remember, like, Reed was getting constantly bitten too. You know.
I suppose so. I just
Yeah.
yeah.
Red Temperance. I don't know how Alex Ross does so many covers, but Peach Momoko also does so many covers and is writing and also drawing books. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
They
Alex,
just
go
vibes.
ahead.
I guess it's like
Yeah.
do as much
I
as you
know.
can.
I
Art is a full
know.
job sometimes.
Yep, Alex. Marvel can only afford Alex Ross to do one cover for a book. So yeah. Alrighty then. I guess with that, any final thoughts, Jake, before we move on?
No, great issue. Highly recommend. Read Fantastic Four 2022.
Yay.
Yeah, and are y'all ready to talk about monsters?
Yo, we've
Hold on.
always been ready. Yo, lay it on us.
Hold on a
Well,
sec. Wait.
waiting for
Hold.
cryptid. Yeah, boy, Nick Robles art. I'm talking about the all production of Christopher Chaos issue 11, baby. I was gonna talk about it last week, but I had a lot of books, so talking about it this week.
Okay.
And whoosies, so we cut in Christopher's room. You know, it's messy as normal, and we find out that he became grounded because of what happened in the last issue. If you don't remember what happened in the last issue, he was strapped naked to a device and electrocuting himself for science. Anyways, so yeah, he looks tired, he looks stressed, you know, because of the past few days or whatever. Oh, but luckily Peggy is still there, so we still got
Mm-hmm.
Peggy. We also see that his mom boarded up his like lab or whatever because of what happened in the last issue. And yeah, he didn't leave his bed for like a few days, so he must be going through it. But anyway, so we cut over to another person who is getting unchained, like uncollared because she was wearing a metal chain, so that she doesn't like do anything harmful, I guess. And basically, Christopher says here, but not all mornings are created equal. What if the world was unlocked for you every single day? What if the impossible was mundane and your future only held promises? And we see that with the person getting uncollared from the bed or whatever, because she was laying down in a bed. So yeah, we cut
Mm-hmm.
over to this girl named Sasha and this other person who I'm not remembering her name, to waking Sasha up. Technically she's been awake, and um I'm assuming she's like the servant or whatever. I can't remember her name for the life of me. I'm so sorry. But she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like we were up late, you know, celebrating the new pup that was born, you know? Like you have to like visit." And, you know, they forgot to visit earlier, you know? Sorry, I was so excited.
Oh.
And Sasha's like, "Oh yeah, well now I'm behind schedule, but it's all good." And so basically, the servant lady, she wakes up the other sibling named Luca. I'm assuming they're twins, you know, it makes sense. Um Luca's giving himbo vibes over here, but what else is new? So we see their morning routine. Sasha's like making her bed, going on a run, you know, working out, taking a shower, while Luca is just sleeping some more. So me. Anyways, so yeah, Luca wakes up while Sasha's taking a shower. You know, he works out, takes a shower. Sasha's eating some breakfast, getting ready, and they meet at the door. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, they have some sibling banter. And so they walk up to this like really nicely carved door with like some like a tree and some wolves. And Sasha's like, "Shush, shush, 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 loser. Mom has visitors." And um so remember the pup from earlier? Well, the parents in question are werewolves because this is the werewolf um household, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so the matriarch of this household is holding the baby, you know, and she's like, "Oh, she's really beautiful. Like I could see both of you in her. Like you should be really proud." You know, stuff like that. Like raise her well, teach her our histories, our customs, our laws. You get the gist, you know. Oh, and her name is Sloane. My bad. The servant lady's name is named Sloane. I love her outfit,
Yep.
by the way, but besides the point. So
Cool.
Sloane hands them a little gift, and the matriarch's like, "Oh, like a gift for you on the first day of your daughter's birth. Please accept this. Like, no fuss." And parents are like, "Oh, thank you so much," you know. And so the siblings walk in, Sasha and Luca, and the matriarch in question, she's like, "Oh, well, you will have to excuse me. It is my own cubs now that I must be speaking to." So the werewolf parents are like, "Of course, like thank you so much. Have a good day." And Luca's like, "Oh, new baby seems chill." And the mom's like all ready for school, and Sasha's like low key kind of pissed. She's like, "How much longer do we have to do this, mom?" And she's like, "Excuse me?" And Luca's like, okay, Sasha just means like it's the humans. Like we've never hang around them for so long. Like they smell like shit. And the mom's like, Luca, language, like damn. Luca's like, yeah, we just miss our school here, like our friends being with our own kind, because they're werewolves. And the mom's like, sacrifices, you must learn the meaning of this word. You two should be honored to have such a role. You're doing this for the entire pack. And Sasha's like, but that's it. You had us transfer schools to follow some weirdo nerd, a baby vampire, and a human girl. Like, no way these kids are threats. But that's the great irony. We do know. Sorry, I'm dumb. Anyways, and she's like, there's no way these losers killed Hayden. Like, they barely understand who or what they are. Like, are you serious? And the mom, apparently, says the full name. Full government name. Damn. I guess. I don't know. And she's like, okay, the mom's like, I can forgive your younger brother's reluctance, but you are the one who will someday lead our people. Like the largest wolf pack. Okay? Like, damn, are we fucking clear? Like, the family is only strong as its weakness. And Sasha's like, yeah, sorry, Mom. Yeah, I understand. And the mom's like, no, sorry, only get better. Both of you guys are coming of age, and you won't be teenagers forever. Like, you wish to be free from your collars? Well, like, you gotta prove yourself, okay? And apparently they are, like, Slavic. I could assume Russian, but you never know.
You just don't know with these things,
Yeah, they're definitely Slavic in nature, but they're also gingers, so you figure that out. I don't know if that's just a werewolf thing in this universe or what, but they're definitely gingers. Anyway, so the mom sends the kids, the siblings away. They're about to, like, leave, and they see one of their old homies, and they don't really get to talk that much because, unfortunately, stuff happens. Anyway, so we cut back over to Christopher, and he's having bad dreams. Because why can't my baby boy just have peace? Who the hell knows? Yeah, he has then he wakes up from his bad dream, and we also see this like weird pod thing or whatever the hell this is. And we see some, like, we see the life of this one guy who we don't give a shit about. And guess what, besties? We get an Adam cameo. I am so happy we get an Adam. That's my husband right there. That's one of my several husbands. Shut up. I can have several husbands. I don't care what the government says. Anyway, so we find out that it is Father Hellwing. And he's like, yeah, it's like he wakes up from his pod because he sleeps in a pod or something. Exactly, Jake.
Yeah.
Bless you. Anyway, so he's hopping, he gets ready. He puts on his prosthetics and all that jazz, and he gets ready. And he's like, how do I look, Mina? Who is kind of like Jarvis, but not Jarvis, if that makes any sense. And she's like, you look great. You look ready to, like, lead the Holy Army. And so he opens the door, and we see Johannes from a couple issues ago. It's been a while since we've seen this flamboyant weirdo. And and he's like, "Ooh, Father Andreas, you woke up this morning." And Andreas is like, "I wake up every single morning, Johannes, and you're still in my fucking chair." And Johannes is like, "Well, was I wrong to believe we had an agreement? Like oh my, I must have gone and rhymed. Look at me." And Andreas is like, Johannes, you agreed you soon step down. And and Johannes is like, I'll step down any day, my liege. Like, I've got my best boots on just for that. Like, this guy's so fucking flamboyant. He's funny. Anyways, so Andreas is like, good, because Adam Frankenstein still walks and breathes. And Johannes is like, oopsies, I'm not Italian, but that's a no. And and it's just like he's low-key pissing off Andreas. So it's kind of funny. Anyways, so Johannes is like, see you later, and Andreas leaves. So we cut over to the school, and Yordi is like, have you heard from him? And Viv is like, no, but he must be sick, right? He hasn't been here. Like, I've never heard of Christopher Chaos missing school for anything. And Yordi is like, true, but I also never heard of him getting sick. That kid's like superhuman. Plus, if he misses Monster Club tomorrow, then something's definitely up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think they got him, right? And Viv is like, no, Yordi, we'll check up on him later if you really care, you know? And Yordi's like, oh, but you don't get it. They are faster and stronger than me, man. Like, I could smell them. Like, werewolves, they are right behind me. And so the siblings, I'm just gonna say they're twins, you know, because I don't know, they give me that vibe. They show up right behind Yordi and Viv, you know, they're just chilling.
Right.
And Sasha's like, pig's blood, really? And Luca's like, damn, you vamps are hardcore, like, damn. And Viv is like, why don't you leave him alone? And Sasha's like, so where's the other one? You know, the blue hair, goggles, same fit every day. And Viv is like, okay, he's sick and he wants nothing to do with you. So can you go like and fuck off? And Sasha's like, yeah, right. We heard everything. We had pretty good hearing, you know, like. So I heard about a monster club. Like, can we join? Like, damn. And Luca's like, okay, Sasha, relax. Like, look, we're sorry about the other night. We just wanted to suss you out because we're monsters too. Like, we just want to be friends. And Viv is like, this is embarrassing. Fuck off. And so they leave. And Sasha's like, whatever, we tried this. Like, this is pointless with the human pet always around. Keep in mind, Viv is not just any human, okay? And she's definitely not a pet, okay? Just remember that. Anyways, so Yordi's like, I don't know what that was. Like, it just shut down. Thanks, Viv. Like, I don't know what I would do without you. And she's giving the twins the biggest death glare ever. So we cut over to this one guy praying, you know? And remember that red demon guy from a couple issues ago that fought Adam? Well, he's back. He's here. He's living.
Ooh.
And so Andreas like disrupts him, you know. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, you caught me in my morning prayer. And Andreas is like, it's like 3:00. What are you talking about? And he's like, the cardinal's like, oh, is it? Oh, my bad, you haven't visited me since a hot minute. And Andreas is like, okay, since I put you in here, I know. So, Elias, I need you to go kill Adam Frankenstein, which I would like to deter, being like, no, the fuck you ain't, bitch. You are not gonna kill my husband like that, bitch. I don't care how red you are, how hot you are not killing my husband like that. Got it? Cool. Anyways, so Elias is like, Adam, but the Undying Order, they forbid. And Andrea's like, I do not care what some secular secret society says. You are gonna fucking kill him, okay? Like, I now fear Johannes because of our Judas, you know. Like, I will leave him to his games, but I cannot wait for a kiss on the fucking cheek. Adam Frankenstein must die, and you will find him, and you will eliminate him, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Elias is like, what about the blue-haired kid? And Andreas is like, leave the Chaos Boy to me now. Go finish your prayers or whatever. And we cut back to Christopher's house. You know, we see one of Viv's cats, you know, checking up on him, making sure he's okay. And he was like, oh yeah, mornings are hard, you know, like, especially on the days where I think I'll never wake up. But don't worry, he's sleeping soundly. He's all good. And we hear some loud banging as the cat just like poofs away because, you know, loud banging. And Christopher opens the door and he's like, oh yeah, sorry my mom's not here right now. And he sees the twins. And Sasha's like, yeah, we want to join your club. And Luke is like, the monster one. And Christopher's like making this like little face. He's like, oh, monsters? Like, I don't know anything about monsters. And Luca's like, you should put on your goggles, bro. Like, you want to see monsters? And he puts on his goggles. And then the twins transform into werewolves.
Damn.
And Christopher, all covered in blood and everything, he lifts up his goggles and he's like, oh my god, monsters. And that's when the issue ends. Christopher, my love, my darling, my child, you should probably go take a shower, clean off your clothes with some hydrogen peroxide. You don't need to want to explain to your mother why you're covered in blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, douse yourself in like freaking whatever the fuck I just said. Clean yourself up. Google how to get rid of blood stains. You know, make sure no one knows about the blood stains, and just go back to bed. Yeah. So that's where the issue ends. basically the twins turning into werewolves got Christopher out of his like depression funk. So yeah, monsters! Yay! I fucking swear, if that demon bastard fucking kills my husband, I'm gonna go on a rager. Okay, I'm gonna go off on Twitter.
As you absolutely should, wish. That'll be 100%.
Because that is my husband. That is one of my several husbands. Okay.
That's what Twitter's there for.
Alucard from Castlevania. Those are my two main husbands. Okay, do not hurt my husbands.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, that's where the issue ends. I have to wait till next month. So stay tuned for that, besties.
Gotcha.
Also, one last thing before we do. I know I said I wasn't gonna say anything, but I heard a rumor that we were gonna get more Adam Frankenstein books in the future. So I'm excited for that.
Are you gonna read them?
No shit, Sherlock.
We're just just trying to.
I'm also gonna talk about the Halloween special coming out later this year.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We can't wait.
Yeah,
cool.
Monster Club.
All right. And with that, I think we should move on to the next book, guys. Hold on a sec. Jake, you want to do this one?
Amanda Waller continues to be the not kid on the playground in Absolute Power, DC #2. By that kid on the playground, I mean like the I destroyed your fortress. I had to go here to yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about Amanda Waller this whole time. It's just a bunch of
Yeah, keep in mind, audience, Jake is the unintentional Amanda Waller aficionado at this point, having watched all her adaptions.
Yeah, I've seen Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which I like that story for the most part. I've seen My Adventures of Superman, and that was like
You've seen Peacemaker. Now you're reading this.
And now the first of it back in my DC Comics adventure, and yeah.
How did this happen, Jake?
Yeah, I don't know. This feels like it was fate at this point.
Yeah.
This issue was better than the first. I just thought the first was just kind of silly and nonsensical. This whole idea that and to be fair, I didn't see the build up, so that could just be on me. But this entire idea that Amanda Waller can block off multiverse travel, time travel, shrinking. These are just fundamental. Like, she's not saying I blocked your access to America. She's like, I blocked your access to the planet. Basically to make an allegory, I guess. It just seems silly to me. I feel like there has to be that just doesn't make any sense. But this issue, we get time to breathe a little bit with the characters, who for some reason think they're safe at the Fortress of Solitude, which I don't know why they thought that. Whatever. They made it seem like I know they went to the fortress for as a place to cool off, but they're talking about this being their permanent base of operations, and I'm like, this is a terrible idea. Oliver Queen works with Amanda Waller. Why would you think this would be a good base for you?
You got a better spot, Jake?
No, apparently they do next issue. Which I was thinking about. I was like, wouldn't it be better to just go to Themyscira? Because they got more shit there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, with this issue we get I do want to put out some cool things. I do like how when the Justice League are freaking out, the Justice League are freaking out, they're like, all right, listen, we don't have our powers, we gotta figure out what to do. We're kind of lost here. And Superman's freaking out because his son's been kidnapped, as he should. But then they have this silly debate over who needs to be in charge, which someone has to. But I feel like Mr. Mr. Terrific?
Yeah.
He annoyed me a little bit because he was kind of brown nosing to me. He was like,
I like the scene. Yeah, I like the scene where Batman was saying like, okay, whoever's in charge, it needs to be someone skilled at both tactical offense and team leadership. And then this is terrific. It's like, okay, fine. I mean, I already ran the JSA, and this is kind of my skid. Like, what?
And even before that, I love what he says to Aquaman. Aquaman's like, you know what? Well, I'm a king, and there's a war, and I'm used to doing all this. And Terrific's like, no offense, Aquaman, but this is Superman's house. I'm like, what's that have to do with anything? Who are you?
Yeah, it's Superman's house, and you're putting yourself up front in Superman's house. Wow.
Right. What an asshole. But yeah, but anyway, but if you looked at the background of the scene, or the foreground, I guess in some panels, the Teen Titans, I mean not the Titans, I should say, they were talking it over. They're like, you know what, we're taking charge, and I like that because I was so afraid this would be like, oh well, the Titans got their asses whooped. I guess the Justice League is. So I did appreciate the Titans were able to step up. Dick Grayson does his little platitude speech. And everyone's like, yeah, let's go. So I did appreciate that.
And Batman's like saying, that's my boy.
I'm not sure if Batman would say it in those words, but it is a nice sentiment. You know what I mean? So,
I read that is exactly what he said, audience.
It is exactly what he said. It's a weird line from Batman, but I'm sure he feels that way. But yeah, so then they get attacked by Brainiac and all that. Queen Brainiac and Jonathan Kent. Oh, I do want to bring up that one thing I am 90% sure they were told that the multiverse was off access, but Nightwing says in his plan, I think he's talking to Superman. He's like, "Hey, Superman, go get our allies from the multiverse." I'm like, how? Did he just say that you could do what you just told you couldn't do that? But
look, Mark Waid is stretched really thin here, all right? He took on a juggernaut of an assignment with this,
But just don't say the multiverse is off limits. Don't even bring it up. Just like last. Just you to say that. But maybe it'll get addressed later. But we have a. There was also another piece of dumb dialogue I hated. So when they're fighting Queen Brainiac, Aquaman decides to destroy the entire bottle city of Kandor. So the Kryptonians will fight Queen Brainiac. My problem with that is Wonder Woman's dialogue, because like Queen Brainiac's like, "What's happening?" And then Wonder Woman, who apparently was watching anime on repeat, was like, "It's the bottle city of Kandor. They're attacking you from the inside." And I was like, "Why would you tell her that's what's happening? Why would you answer her in that detail?" Because then Queen Brainiac's like, "Oh, they're Kryptonian. I guess I'll use my red sun generator." So a bunch of people just died because one of them couldn't keep her mouth shut. But apparently, and Batman was like, "Damn it, that was our Hail Mary play." And then Superman's like, "No, I'm just gonna blow up my house. It's all good." They blow up the Fortress of Solitude, but not before Dreamer, future teller and informant for Amanda Waller, betrays Amanda Waller. Because she's like, you know what? Like, this is fucking terrible. Like, Jesus Christ, this is kind of bleak.
It took what happened to John Kent for her to open her eyes, because I think we gloss over this, but John Kent is basically entering his cyborg Superman phase. The Brainiac Queen technified John Kent.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, you see it on screen. I mean, it's horrible, and it doesn't help that like John is in there, very deep in there. But I don't know how much he realizes it.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, audience, all majority of the member of the heroes right now are depowered, meaning John is literally the only superpowered Kryptonian here. So
they have like power suits, but conveniently they only have enough for the Justice League, and that's it. So tough out of luck. But basically, it ends. We see John. He does. There's some part of John in there. It seems like when Brainiac Queen is offline, John has a little bit of like respite, where he can come back and realize that he like nearly killed his friends and family. But sucks to suck. But next issue, we're going to Themyscira. So here's what it. Oh, and also, speaking of things like just little stupid mistakes that these characters have to make. Amanda, after just seeing someone betray her, like one of her inner circle betray her. She said Oliver Queen. She allows Oliver Queen down by the stolen tech of the superheroes, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I mean, like, do you really want him just unchaperoned down there? You know what I mean? Like, as someone who
She's
knows
like,
betrayals by hand, you're not gonna like, at least have someone watch him, make sure he's not like trying to pull something. Why is he down there by himself?
yeah, Amanda Waller's probably high on the fact that, hey, I brought super people down to their knees. What's a man with a bow and arrow gonna do?
I
You
suppose, but
know?
he knows the tech. I guess my issue is like this is my problem with the first issue. I said that Amanda's plan is so airtight. The only way she loses is if she starts doing stupid stuff or starts ignoring like glaring issues. Uh
Mm-hmm.
so like I think that's my fear. It's already starting, and I'm worried it's just gonna be like Amanda just like
And,
not paying attention. Still the way they
and
go.
it's only issue two, audience.
It's only issue 2, but it is better than issue
Yeah.
1.
Yeah. Uh,
There's
one part I did like, right, when the Nightwing was assigning the duties to each of the heroes. She said, "Okay, we're going to need a special task force to go bring in Green Arrow because right now he's basically the informant to Amanda. He's going to be telling her all our secrets, this and that. So we need to capture him. What's her name? Black Canary. You're the one who's going to lead this. Yeah,
yeah,
I wonder why.
yeah.
So,
If anyone's gonna reach him, it's gonna be her. But she's gonna find out her husband is a husband boyfriend. What are they in this timeline?
whatever. They're close. They
Yeah,
hooked up.
yeah. That he's a double agent, but whatever.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, like I said, it is what it is. Like I said, it's an okay event. Um,
Mhm.
it just
Oh,
feels like the ending is gonna have to be contrived in some way. I'm already seeing small cracks. The writing itself is all right. It's serviceable. It does its job. The art is
mhm.
pretty good.
Yep.
So I mean, like I don't really fully recommend this book, but if you're into DC, uh, it's not bad. So
Hey, hey, if you need your Amanda Waller fix, go over this book, audience.
I will say this: it's a better Age of Ultron than Age of Ultron. So
I just really want to see how Amanda handles crisis. Come on, come
when
on. Give
the
us
anti-monitor shows
everything.
up, I take your powers away. Nuh-uh, I take your multiverse travel
Um,
away. Nuh-uh, time travel. You can't do that.
Dark side. You want to invade the Earth? Okay, fine. You're joining Task Force X now. I put a bomb in your neck. You
Yeah.
know?
Nuh-uh, there's a
So,
bomb in your neck, so you can't attack us. Nuh-uh.
yeah, yeah.
But
But alrighty then. With that, I think we should move on to the next one. Hold on a sec. Unless you have final thoughts, Jake.
no, just it's okay.
Okay, good. Hold on a sec. All right, I'll announce this one. Avengers number 17. Now, I kind of find this issue really funny because remember, the past three issues were Blood Hunt tie-ins, and it was for a completely separate team. The one consisting of Steve Rogers, Kate Bishop, Hercules, Quicksilver, and all that stuff, and it literally ended with Kate Bishop ready to fire one last shot at Baron Blood, but this issue completely glosses all over that and immediately goes towards the aftermath of Blood Hunt. So yeah, if anybody was expecting a resolution to that story, yeah, sorry, is what it is.
You can't all
So
be
anyway,
Fantastic Four.
exactly. So you have the Avengers in the Impossible City right now trying to gather their thoughts together after what happened during Blood Hunt. Some of them are like saying, well, hey, the sun is shining, the world is still there. Hey, we did good, we saved the day. But Carol's like, no, no, what are you kidding me? Thousands of lives were killed during this event. I mean, yeah, it could have been billions, but still, loss of life, this and that. We failed. We should be handling these threats better and that stuff.
I agree,
She,
Carol. I agree
Mhm.
100%, man. Like
Yeah,
that
but I
could have
mean,
been 10 times better.
yeah, but there's only just so much you can do, you know. I mean, half of the team is like contemplating whether this was a success or a failure, and Captain Marvel's like bringing up Doctor Doom is Sorcerer Supreme. Spider Man, that kid one, is a vampire. Oh, and speaking of vampires, vampires can now walk in the sunlight. And okay, I just need some time. Like, she had to zone out, and
I mean, like valid, I would too if I was
hmm,
her. Like she's like, I
yeah,
have to run a fucking school and deal with this shit.
hmm.
Yeah,
But
it's a lot of work
Tony,
for me. I'm stressed. I'm up.
but, Tony's like saying, okay, look, let's all take five. I'll talk to her. But even Sam was like saying, nah, she's right though. So, but while all that's going on, you cut back to Florida randomly, where you see this one old guy who apparently works in a news media or whatever. He's being given like a flash drive along with a chunk of gold, and he's being given instructions. Yeah, in 10 days, I want you to go report, release this information to the news. You'll get paid with this. It's all you want. And the guy's like, well, thanks, but what's going to stop me from just taking the gold and not just tossing this flash drive in the river? And the mysterious guy's like, oh, nothing, I suppose, but I'll know. Oh, I'll know. Oh, wow. But that's going to be important later. Right now, we're cutting back to the Avengers, and each one of the Avengers they have like one-on-one time with someone else. You have Tony consulting with Carol right now. I kind of like how they're both bonding over the fact that they both have had addictions. Specifically with alcohol, and Tony's just kind of talking to Carol on the personal level as to whether or not she just traded one addiction for another. In this situation, being the addiction to guilt. Feeling like you have the weight of the world. You don't know what it's like to not feel guilty over not being able to do more, this and that. So
That's
that
what we like
was
to call survivor's guilt.
yeah. There you go. So that was cool. You have T'Challa just talking with the Impossible City right now. Because remember the Impossible City, yeah, it took a little bit of a hit during that whole Blood Hunt event. And then you cut back to Wanda and Vision, and I like this moment because a Vision he actually started a garden in the Impossible City. You know,
Okay, well, I
like
still don't care enough about Vision to actually
That,
care.
that sounds impossible, but
there you go. It's just his way of like trying to appreciate organic stuff and this and that. And of course, he's opening up to Wanda about feeling like yes, what happened in Blood Hunt was a failure on their part. And this is where you get back to Captain America, right? And what does he do? He goes to Atlanta to go meet up with Storm. And I'm like, well, okay, because remember, we already got that news piece that Storm is going to be joining the Avengers, right?
Yeah, boy.
So, yeah, and this was just kind of a little bit of an awkward situation, right? So Captain America comes to her, and they're basically like, let's just go fly off to, basically let's go for a walk. But for those who it's flying, Sam's like consulting like Storm about what happened during the event, whether they're still kind of feeling down that they didn't do enough, like they're the Avengers, this and that. Like Sam even mentioning, like, man, it was a lot easier when I was Falcon, but to be Captain America, you know, and Storm just kind of reassuring him, hey, you did. It's no small thing to be wearing the flag. It carries a lot of weight to it. And basically, Storm's just giving him a pep talk, right? But then that's when Sam is like out of nowhere saying, "Look, we're the Avengers. We stand for every thinking being on the planet, not just humans, but synthetics, Atlanteans, lava men, moloids, and mutants. Like we failed your people because, like we weren't around to help you during the whole Orcus situation."
True.
But it's
And let's
so
be real, we didn't really want to. So
no, wait. They even mentioned it in this Avengers run. Like Tony was like saying, I mean, look, what are you expecting us to do? We have like 7 people here, and what are you expecting us to where the mutants have like a bunch of Omega level mutants at their disposal?
wait. Didn't Tony actually help though?
I don't know what happened in the events of his book, but this is just what Tony said in the
No,
Avengers.
because he helped Emma out because he got
Yeah,
married.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
but
He will work with Magneto. I know he made like a like something for Magneto to help him with. I'm pretty sure he
I,
was.
I I I recall in this book, like Tony mentioned, yes, there is step by steps plans on how they're dealing with Orcus, but like the comeback was, look, the Avengers are just what 7 people. Like again, the X-Men are have bigger numbers than they've ever been having at this point. You know,
I mean,
so
they just got 15 million more mutants, so
exactly, and
they
like look,
they
look,
basically caused overpopulation because
yeah,
of everyone who got brought back to Genosha.
exactly. Like even Storm was like saying, "Look, I don't." Even Storm's admitting, "Look, I don't know what the Avengers could have done. Like Orcus just outmaneuvered my entire species and this and that, you know." But Sam is like, "Look, it doesn't matter. We're the Avengers. The warnings were there, and we had reservations, which were the conditions for failure. You just quoted me. It shouldn't have happened. The Avengers have to stand for mutants the same way we do for everyone." We need mutant representation. We need a mutant voice, and I'd like for you to be that voice, Storm.
Red
I'm glad
Temple.
But
it was
but
like Storm
but
and not like Scott Summers
um,
because I fucking
Well, no,
swear.
because
this
you don't want someone who's like the leader of the X-Men to join the team. You
yeah
just want the second runner-up. So
um
So Storm.
yeah
yeah,
I'm glad it was
yeah
Storm. She's
look
a great pick.
yeah,
look yeah I'm glad Storm's in the Avengers, but this is kind of making it out to seem that she's just here as a token mutant.
yeah. No, the way they said it. But wait, hang on.
Yeah,
Red Temperance says, "Are Sam and Carol co-leaders of the team?" That
nah
is
they nah in the beginning of the book they established Carol is the leader of this team.
okay. So okay.
Yeah,
Um,
so yeah.
yeah. No, the way you're describing the dialogue, it sounds like they're like, "Listen, we just need a mutant on the team. All right,
Like,
just
we don't care which one.
yeah, so yeah, it could
Yeah.
be either one of this. Line them
Yeah.
up, and we'll choose like the coolest. Like, yeah,
Yeah, and this just felt so random because again, like this, they're dealing with the Fallout blood hunt, and now Sam is just randomly. I need to go recruit Storm to be on the team. You know, like
uh,
Sam, it it's cool you picked Storm, but don't you think you should consult T'Challa about this first, dude?
no,
No.
no.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it's totally whack that Sam just invites Storm without consulting Carol. I guess that is true. You didn't even tell your leader; you just did it.
Yeah, this was just so random, you know. And
Hmm.
it kind of reminds me about like back when Uncanny Adventures first happened, right? You know, this is kind of what Steve did as well. Like he's like, okay, we need to do more for mutant kind, so we're going to form this team of mutants and Avengers. And Havoc, I want you to be the leader because we need the public to see that a mutant is leading the Avengers team, even though we have a Captain America on this team.
Yeah. Uh,
Like,
yeah, I don't
um,
understand. Marvel has to make song and dances about just having an X-Men on the team. I mean, with the new Avengers, they just have Wolverine was there. You know what I mean? Just Wolverine. There you go. They didn't have to make a big deal
yep,
about it. So,
they did in this case. Again, I just feel like Storm is this cool enough character to have on the team, aside from just her being a mutant. You know,
yeah,
so
I do understand that there needs to be adjustment again because, like, I don't think she had any interest in joining the Avengers, so I don't know, like,
mhm,
what would make her want to join, but, like, it's just a weird, awkward introduction,
yeah,
I guess, to the character
yeah.
here.
And plus, again, this is dealing with the fallout of Blood Hunt. They all just went through a really traumatic experience with that. Like a lot of them got freaking fatalityed during that event, you know? So now Sam is like coming here. Okay, now we need to talk about the Orca situation, how we failed them. Like,
Yeah.
dude, Sam, uh, I, I don't know what you could have done in that whole situation with Orcus that could have tilted the scales, you know? No,
Right, this is
seriously,
like
tell me.
X-Men '97 when we could ask Iron Man to fly to Asteroid M and help us. All right, this is the It's just a whole different scenario.
Gotcha. But anyway, so after that, we cut back to Florida, where 10 days are up, and now the news reporter is releasing that flash drive to the public, and it turns out to be a message from none other than Hyperion. And this is not just Hyperion. This is the Hyperion that was during that when Jason Aaron was writing Avengers. He did that whole Heroes Reborn story. But this one was basically like everybody's just a ripoff of DC. Peter Parker was basically Jimmy Olsen. Uh, Gwen Stacy was basically Batgirl. Um, the Squadron Supreme, they were more like the Justice League than they've ever been in that
Fuck the
adaptation.
Squadron Supreme. All my homies hate the Squadron Supreme.
Yeah.
Don't remember what you guys did the Alpha Flight, bitch.
But this is a different version of Squadron.
I don't care.
Yeah.
They're all associated.
Yeah, but anyway, so like I didn't read that event, but apparently Hyperion was the only survivor of that parallel world or whatever, right? So he's coming in, he's like saying, "Look, I was Earth's greatest hero, but that was a fake world apparently, and now I feel like I'm a fake person in this world or whatever." So yeah, I'm gonna come as you guys, as the world's listening to my message. I'm storming at your planet at a rapid speed. I'm storming to break it. So yeah. Keep in mind, audience, this is Hyperion, who's as much of Superman as he's ever been at this point.
Yeah,
So,
no. So still,
yeah.
fuck Hyperion. Fuck the
He's come.
Squadron Supreme. All my homies hate the Squadron Supreme.
Yeah.
Voice must
He's
be
like,
because he says "fuck the squadron."
Exactly. I
he's
still
like,
hate.
he's like telling the people, I'm just telling you this so you can all make peace with whatever time you have left. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me. Hyperion out. As the issue ends. So yeah, the Avengers are going up against evil Superman in the next couple issues.
Again?
Yeah, pretty much. We'll see what happens, man. If this is anything like Superman, I guess you could say Thor has an edge. Again, no defense against magic. That's what Thor has, you know. So yeah, that's how the issue ends. How did you guys feel about that?
All my homies hate the Squadron Supreme,
And
including Hyperion.
and about Storm.
I love Storm.
Oh, Storm latches on the book and just a weird way to introduce her.
She doesn't. She's too good to be considered a token, So yeah. All right. Oh, Hopsec. Yeah. Beep Squadron Supreme. All right. Let's see. All right, then. With that, we got one more book of the night, audience.
Oh fuck! Let me grab it real quick. Let me grab my book.
Gotcha.
Okay, hello. I'm here to talk about more monsters. How y'all feeling tonight?
Great way to end the night.
Okay, well, let me move my phone over so that I can be able to read this book. So I'm talking about the finale. The end of Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives from Image Comics / Universal Monsters. Anyways, so if you guys remember, yeah, we're dealing with monsters, human monsters and not human monsters. It's great. So a whole bunch of those, like, I guess, like, cartel guys. I don't remember exactly what they were, but they pull up. They're guys with guns. That's all you need to know. They're guys with guns.
Yep.
And they go to the lagoon. They see something pop out of the water. They grab it. It's a head, I'm assuming, of one of their fallen comrades, and it was one of their fallen comrades. And so, like, they were able to bury the head, and they're all pissed off because, Collier, or however the fuck you pronounce his name, he was like, he did this to us. He did this to our friend. Now he's playing us for fools. Like, this rainforest simply isn't big enough for all of us anymore. Like, let's kill this guy. Valid. I would want to as well. And we do see a little glimpse of our friendly creature from the Black Lagoon. It's great. Anyways, we cut over to the cave where our lovely main character is, and where Collier is, who has fused himself with fish parts. I don't know why he would do that. Like, I don't know why he did that, but
I guess.
he did it.
It's done. The deed is done.
Yeah,
So.
and he looks even more hideous than before. Anyways, so he's like, "Oh, I always choose the one with oceans in their eyes." Like it's all great. It's like, dude, you're a creep. Let's just acknowledge that and move on. And yeah, he's being creepy, and he goes up to Kate, and he's being creepy, and I think he wants to like pluck out her eyes or something with needles, but it's fine. Just kidding. He actually wants to make her like him, but she's like, "Oh fuck no, bitch! The fuck." Anyways, so remember that one guy that was hanging out with Kate and the doctor? Well, he's outside. He's like by the side of the lagoon. He gets pulled out. And he looks like he's been through it. He got like sliced in the head, but don't worry, he still has his head. He just got sliced. He's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he's like, Professor, Collier took Kate. Like, we need to like go get her. And the doctor's like, okay, stay awake. You have to stay awake, okay? Like, you were under the water for a while. You're losing a lot of blood. Like, I just need to put some pressure on it. And the doctor looks back and he's like, oh my god, after all these years, he's actually real. The actual like creature, And so basically, the doctor goes after the creature, because the doctor took off a piece of his sleeve to give to him, and he goes off with a gun. And Cristiano's like, don't leave me here. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm like on the verge of death over here. And the doctor's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. I have to go get him. Like this is the first time I've ever seen this motherfucker in my life. So we cut back over to Kate and Collier, And he's like, don't worry, I have the gauze and antiseptics, like all the knives and stuff are sharp. Like, no anesthetic, I'm afraid, but it shouldn't hurt it shouldn't hurt too bad, right? And Kate's like doing like a sinister kind of grin, and Collier's like, why are you smiling? And Kate's like, you've seen the creature, a shape under the water. Glimpses through fissures in the rock, like you don't understand it at all. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be a Shape of Water reference, but
they know what they did. They know what they wrote.
They did
a lot.
Like Dan Waters know what he did. Anyways, so Kate's like, you're just following like a puppy dog, like a toddler imitating your parents. But you were right about one thing: the water did change me. And I stood face to face with the creature, looked it in its eyes, and it fucking chose me, bitch. It did not choose you. Bitch. And Collier is like, oh yeah, then where is it now? And we do see the creature. He's like looking in the water. And the doctor's like, 3 decades since I've laid eyes on you, and now I get to be the one to reveal you to the world. And he's like about to shoot the creature. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you want to shoot him? Has he done anything to you personally? No? Okay, great. And he's like, this will put me in front of every single scientific journal. Like, this is going to be great. And look at you. Oh, look at you. Like, just some sad, lonely thing. It's like, yeah, now you're second guessing yourself, bitch. Like, and so the creature looks over and he runs away. Valid. I would too if I was him. And, so the doctor's like, no, please, just let me look at you a little longer. Like, let me see you. And we see this other gun, like, go up behind him, but we can't go with that for too long. We have to cut over to Mr. Creepazoid over here, manhandling this woman, and we hear, like, a gun sound, like a gun go off, and he's like, sounds like visitors. The caves are deeper than I expected. Someone must be hiding. Like, they've interrupting something sacred, like, wait for me, it's great. And then we see him, like, blend into the shadow with his eyes glowing yellow, trying to be, like, the original, but he fails, he fails miserably, because you cannot be the original, you cannot be the original. Anyway, so we see the doctor, he's bleeding out with his eyes shot out, which is not fun. And remember those mercenaries from earlier?
Yeah.
He's like, this isn't Collier. It's just some other American from the lab. Like, damn. But who gives a damn? You know, he's dead now. And so, Kate is trying to escape, and she gives herself rope burn just to get out of this. The ropes, And
Ouch.
don't worry, she gets out. She she bandages herself up, kind of. She grabs the bag of supplies and runs. Like she gets out. And those mercenaries from earlier, they're like in the cave, and they hear like some scritch marks, and they're like, "Oh, I wonder what this could be." And guess what? Guess who's looking from the shadows? It's Collier being a creepazoid. Anyways, so Kate is trying to get out of the cave. She sees like a spear. She has a gun. Don't worry. And like she's able to get out of the cave. And she hears Cristiano being like, "Please, hey mom, is someone there?" But don't worry. Well, we can't hang out with him yet. Like damn. She has to go back in the cave to try to get Collier, who just who's like killing these people, these mercenaries who he's been playing. And she puts a gun to his head. And he's like, damn, for the first time, it's incredible watching the light leave each other's eyes. Like, thoughts about that? She's like pissed off. And so basically he tries to pin her and tries to take the gun, but the gun goes off. And it's not fun. Anyways, so the creature, the OG best boy, he pulls up, and before Collier could do anything to Kate, the creature is like, "Fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna beat your ass." He doesn't actually say anything, but you can definitely see it.
Yep.
You definitely see it. And he's like breaking this guy's arm, like making sure you could see the bone. He's like throwing him around. Basically, it's just like, "Fuck you, bitch." And Kate literally kills Collier, like not by shoots him once, but then like blunt force trauma with the gun. And the creature stands behind Kate, and she's like, "Oh my god, like I'm sorry, I had to." You could see that I had to. And the creature is like, well, I'm just gonna leave, but cool. And so basically he leaves, and she kneels by Collier's dead body, and she's like, "Oh, thank God," and she starts to leave the cave, and you do see some narration. She's like, "The god in these caves has been like always been alone, and perhaps maybe for the best because of everything that's happened in these 4 issues." She's like, "The water has changed me. It will carry with me forever." And we see a whole bunch of dead people, and she gets out of the cave, right? With some narration bubble that says, but alone I am free from last, from monsters' eyes." And she sees Cristiano. She's like, "Oh my god, don't move. I have some antiseptic here." And she's like, "Oh my god, please stay alive. Like, please don't leave me alone." And we see the creature leave in the lagoon, and that's where the issue ends. And I'm really excited for the next book, because I heard that it's going to be a very other type of monster. You might have heard of him. His name is Frankenstein. I heard that rumor. So let's hope it's true. I'm actually not sure that if it's true, but I heard it was Frankenstein. So if it is, then I hope afterwards it's the Wolfman. I hope that, or the Invisible Man. I'm not really picky, but who knows? Maybe it'll be the Bride next, because she is considered a universal monster for a reason. So who knows? I will read the next book, because I've been enjoying these past 2 books. I've enjoyed Dracula. I've enjoyed Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm excited for the next book. Stay tuned, besties. Stay tuned.
Would you want this to be a movie or a TV show?
Probably. I mean, this could work as a movie. Honestly, it could. Both books so far, since they're only 4 issues, you can have them be movies, or you can make all of these comics so far into like an animated show, because I feel like animation works better for this.
Okay.
And you can just have like 4 episodes per season.
All right. Well, there you have it. And with that, we are out of things to talk about. I mean, we could make stuff up, but that's not.
Oh, you also want to get some sleep too.
That's
So,
true.
Yeah, I have a headache
all
right
right.
now. I'm gonna take some ibuprofen
Gotcha.
here and lay down.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, audience, and let us know if there are any books you want us to read for our next comic night reviews.
Yeah, I can't
So,
guarantee we're actually gonna read them. So
Yeah.
and I'll try. I'll try.
Yeah, I mean, you can always see our
Oh,
older comic reviews on the channel on the Phanatic Nights full episode playlist. Some episodes aren't there. I've just been too lazy to update them. But also feel free to go watch our old movie reviews because those are timeless. We have not changed our opinions on most movies we've seen, so go watch them.
yeah,
never.
go listen to my Twisted Wonderland Glorious Masquerade episode that Jake interrupted at the end.
Yeah,
So
and don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Nice to see you here, Red Temperance, again, and nice to meet you, Venting Voice.
Hmm.
We'll see you guys around.
All right. Bye.